Hey everyone, it's 10 Types in the Mega Diancie and Mega Gengar decks in the Pokemon TCG recently released in Japan. This will be part of the Phantasmal Flames, I think is the name of the set, internationally, which we'll be releasing in a while. And also, I think they might be releasing earlier as well as separate decks. I'm not entirely sure on that, but again, that still will be a little while from now. That being said, as I said, they are out in Japan, and I'm really excited to take a look at some deck lists here, and also City League tournaments have resumed in Japan ultimately, I guess it's like meaningful, notably for me because Limitless reports the City League tournaments and like what people play in them, not as well as they do in like online tournaments or international tournaments, but they do still report them. So today we're going to be taking a look at decks and how the new cards are being played here. There's like four new cards, really. There's more than four, but ultimately most of them are kind of bad, but the megas are interesting here. We got two mega EXs, and we have two trainers as well. And I also start with the most boring one here, which is going to be the tool card here, Punk Helmet, which says if the darkness Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active and damaged by an attack from an opponent's Pokemon, place 4 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. So this is going to be able to do some extra damage essentially, and it's not as good as if you were doing extra damage with your attack, but it's still pretty decent. 4 damage counters, 40 damage. It's all right, right? So this is seen play in specifically Marnie's here. I'm not gonna really look at these lists. I guess I'll glance at this one that came first. Yeah, looks like nothing crazy in it. Um, but it's a nice little option there. Obviously, you're playing Arven and you want like a little more damage as well. You're coming a little short, I guess. Depending on the situation, right? You are like doing stuff with damage counters. But ultimately, Punk Helmet's fine, right? It's nothing crazy here. It's not a card that's gonna be really impactful in decks. I guess outside of the Mega Absol deck, which isn't super good. But Punk Helmet is definitely a fun little card here. Did want to mention it, but it's not the biggest deal here. However, the more interesting card from the Mega Gengar deck is, of course, Mega Gengar EX itself. Its attack here, Void Gale for 2 Darkness, does 230, moves an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon, which is like it's okay, I guess. But then you have the ability here, Shadow Hiding, whenever any of your Darkness Pokemon is knocked out by damage from attack from your opponent's Pokemon EX, that player takes one fewer prize card. This effect does not stack. So this is pretty good, right? EXs are most Pokemon in the game. I suppose I honestly forgot that it was Pokemon EX because in my mind when I first read it, I was like, oh, it's like everything. But it's technically not everything, but it is still most things there. Theoretically though, EXs could like stop being printed next year or something. Um, Weird like that. I don't know. That seems like pretty much impossible. But I did want to mention that here. But this is going to be, giving up less prizes, which is like so good on all your Darkest Pokemon. And let's take a look at lists. Okay, so yeah, there are not many lists for this deck. Again, it is it's new. I guess it's not like it's been a little bit though. So I'll take a look at I guess all these lists here. We got a Marty's list here. Okay, yeah, so this looks pretty, I guess, normal for like a Marty's list. Obviously, you have the Gengar line. You have to cut into other things to actually play that in your list, but it's doing the Marnie stuff. You got the Monkey Door, you got the Frostlass, and then the Mega Gengar EX here to have, I guess, an attacking option, but mostly for the ability there, right? I will say it is being knocked out by damage from your opponent's Pokemon, and you are damaging yourself with Frostlass, so that seems like you could end up knocking yourself out with Frostlass and not getting the benefit, but it's still kind of cool here. Also, I guess I should say Mega Gengar, it's like a 3 prizer, but not really a 3 prizer because it's essentially always giving up 2 prizes. So I will mention that here, which is pretty good here. So it's not like a liability. I guess it is a liability due to the fact that it'll be the giving up the most prizes of any Pokemon on your board in this deck, but that's not a huge deal really. And then your opponent's going after something that isn't really a like threat in terms of an attacking option or really a support option either. I mean, it kind of is a support option, but it's not. I mean, it's a 2 prizer, and Marnie's would be a 2 prizer if this wasn't on the board. So it's just kind of redirecting your opponent there, which is kind of cool. But again, you're like sacrificing other things. I don't think it's super good in the list. In like in Marnie's, but it's kind of interesting there. Then we have the a Charizard Zoroark Mega Gengar list. So this is, yeah, and Zoroark as a draw engine. And yeah, just normal Charizard stuff here, right? Well, I don't know if it's normal Charizard stuff here, but it's Charizard, right? It's not doing anything super crazy. Um, the interesting thing is the Darkness type has a lot of really good support pieces. So obviously Charizard EX is an attacking option. It's a good Darkness Pokemon, just like Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. That's kind of like the base idea of where you're starting here, and why you're playing Mega Gengar. But then you have Enzark EX, which is it's an okay draw engine. It's not like an amazing draw engine, specifically because it is a two prizer, but like now it's a one prizer, so that's kind of cool here. And then Pheasantipti EX, obviously very, very good. One of the best Pokemon, if not the best Pokemon in the game. And so that's like really good for Mega Gengar. You want to be playing this, and you can play it. It's not an issue. Then Pekron EX is like a pretty good card, I guess. Um, in Darkness X, I feel like I don't like see this very much anymore, but it's still pretty good. Then we have the oh, where is it? We had another Charizard list. I imagine, okay, yeah, so this is a more normal Charizard list, I guess. Where we see a 101 Mega Gengar, very tame here in terms of the like Gengar usage. Um, and it's mostly a Charizard deck, right? So, not too much to talk about here, but it is, another way it's being played, I guess. Then the fourth list here is going to be just an N Zoroark EX list. We got N stuff. Wait, what? Oh no, so this one is actually like a Mega Gengar focus list though in terms of attacking with it. Because you can't like really attack with N Zoroark EX very much. We also do see a new Yveltal, which is like kind of fun, isn't it? A trapping option. I do think this card like isn't super good, but in terms of within Mega Gengar, it's all right. But then you're just attacking, doing 230 here, and just giving up less prizes, doing like decent damage. I don't know. Again, as an attacking option, it seems kind of meh. So I don't know how good this is. Again, these are just four lists. They did like okay. But I do think the card is cool. I will mention that within Phantasmal Flames as a set internationally, there's a bunch of darkness support that isn't out yet in Japan. So those cards will kind of boost this up, in my opinion. And we've seen a little bit of this card, but mostly because it's new, right? Let's be honest. That's why people are like tossing in this stuff. But definitely a fun little card here that I did want to talk about. But then the other Mega here, Mega Diancie EX, is, I don't know if it's better. It probably is. It's a basic Mega here, and for its ability, it takes 30 less, but that's like whatever. It has 270 HP, so it kind of balances out. 270 is a little low for a Mega Basic. But then we have the attack here for 2 Psychic, 120. You discard up to 2 energy from it. It does 120 for each card discarded. So it can do up to 240, or 120, or nothing. Those are the only options. It can't do 360, which is like an issue. If you could do that, that'd be so much better. But you can't. So Garland right here is going to be doing 240 though, most of the time. Then you can't attack again, but probably you'll have some way around it. I think it's supposed to be played in Gardevoir. I'm gonna like take a look. Yeah, so it's supposed to be in. Wait, is it all in Gardevoir? Um, so obviously it's a psychic Pokemon here. It can do like pretty good damage. It's not doing one shots, so to me, I feel like I'd rather play Mega Gardevoir, but I guess Mega Gardevoir EX is a card. I mean, you can't play if you don't have like Curlius down, so or like Ralts. So it's like it's gotten sketchy in that regard. So I kind of get the value in Mega Diancie, but it's also not like that strong. Like I feel like Drifloon is like better, right? I mean, it does like a lot of damage, and also it doesn't give up 3 prizes. Yes, it does give up a prize if you like you're putting like Tool Scrappers, but that's still not the end of the world. Anyways, so yeah, it's only in Gardevoir. I'm not gonna look at these lists too much. I can't imagine there's anything crazy going on, but I will look at some of them here. Oh, that's not Gardevoir. So we see, hey, what? Call Rodriguez EX box, which it's like a spread Pokemon. It's kind of like Dragapult, I guess, but then it has like its ability where it like searches when it's knocked out. And we got a bunch of weird things. I'm not really sure what's going on in this list. This list like seems sketchy slash kind of bad. It does play the new item here though, Wonder Patch, which says attach a basic Psychic from your discard to one of your bench Psychic Pokemon. We'll be talking about this card as the fourth card in the video here. But yeah, it's like it's good in this list, I guess. I don't know. This deck seems kind of random, but it's fun. But then we have a bunch of Gardevoir lists, and yeah, Gardevoir is obviously good. We see Jealous in a lot of these lists, which kind of surprises me. Maybe it's not that many, but a good chunk, and I feel like oh yeah, and it's a 2/2 Jellicent, so like not just tossed in there. I feel like Jellicent is it's all right. I feel like Mega Gardevoir EX itself is all right. I feel like Mega Diancie EX is all right. I feel like they're all like options to toss into Gardevoir EX, and they're like okay there. Um, but just okay in my opinion. I don't think they're like crazy. And I feel like you wouldn't want to toss in multiple of the options. I mean, Mega Diancie is just a one card tech option here. But anyways, you do see the Jellicent here. We also do see some other new cards from Mega Evolution, but you know, I've talked about those before. Um, but yeah, just as a big basic attacking option, it's pretty interesting. It does offer something that you don't really have in the deck. I guess this high HP is really nice here. Having 300, I'll just say, and then you can presumably heal yourself off with Monkey Door, so you will have that max HP. Maybe not. It kind of depends, but yeah, it's definitely an interesting option here. I don't know how I feel about it. Comment down below. It's definitely the card that I think is it's kind of comparable to Mega Gardevoir EX in the fact that it's obviously an option within Gardevoir. On its own, I think it's better than Mega Gardevoir EX, but we'll kind of see once the rotation hits if it actually ends up being any good. But tell me down below if you do think that this card is like how good do you think it is in Gardevoir EX here, or if you just think that it's a card that is like a new card that people are playing a lot because of hype. I want to quickly check on how good Gardevoir EX or Mega Gardevoir EX itself has been in Japan here. I imagine it's been decent. Uh, okay, it's not been as good as Mega Diancie here, but I do think it is like it's a decent option. Regardless, it is Gardevoir. Ultimately, these lists are going to be crazy. In my opinion, I'm not the biggest Gardevoir fan, anyways, but yeah, we do see a lot playing Jellicent. I wanna check out some that aren't playing Jellicent as well. Ideally, that one. Here we go. This one has okay, yeah, this is like pretty normal. So you do see the Drifloon and like Badoo and stuff. But it is still mostly Gardevoir doing regular Gardevoir things. Um, Obviously the counts of cards are a little different, but it is a tech option here. I am interested in seeing Big Diancie EX in a deck that's not Gardevoir. Obviously, we just saw it in that one, which like was kind of weird. But ultimately, I do think it's a decent card. But then Wonder Patch is, in my opinion, the most interesting of these cards. Maybe Mega Gengar. But then it says attach a basic Psychic from your discard to one of your bench Pokemon. This is good, right? This is a card that we've seen on with the Aqua Patch, Dark Patch, and Metal Saucer. I believe those are the three. Again, tell me down below in the comments if I am missing something that's like the same as those. There's been like cards that are similar, but those three were all very good cards. And well, I didn't really play that much with Aqua Patch, but I think Aqua Patch was good. I'm pretty sure they're all good. And then Wonder Patch should be very good, right? Presumably, obviously in standard you have Gardevoir EX, so if you're looking to power up like Mega Diancie EX, which is like obviously these two are like revealed together and like they're in the same deck that's releasing and they're kind of implied to be played together. That's not exactly what's happening or not at all what's happening because Gardevoir EX is really good in a very strong form of energy acceleration, and also like a deck as well. But Wonder Patch is not being paired with that. Post rotation, Wonder Patch will. I don't know. Some people have kind of said it'll replace Gardevoir EX because Gardevoir EX is rotating. I mean, they're pretty different. Specifically because Gardevoir EX is using its damage counters a lot, which obviously Wonder Patch doesn't give. But I don't know. We'll see how good this card ends up being. But I do think it will be pretty good here. We do see a lot of Alakazam lists here, which is kind of interesting. They are Alakazam, the single prizer list, which what? Okay, so oh yeah, I saw this list. So this list is really cool. Alakazam, if you're not familiar, when you play it, you draw cards and then you do damage based on the number of cards in your hand. Same thing with the Kadabra, you do draw cards with that. Then we do see the Enriching Energy to Dunsparce combo here, which says Enriching Energy is a special energy, and then you draw 4 when you attach it, but it's colorless here. And then you have the Dunsparce, which draws 3, then shuffles back into your deck. Normally, I'm not a huge fan of Dunsparce. It's like not absurd draw because you're kind of spending cards to draw more cards, but it's all right. Within in these style of decks, it's solid. But then with enriching energy, you can draw a bunch more cards by attaching enriching energy to Dunsparce over and over and over again. That being said, if you're doing that, then you're not attaching your energies to your Alakazam, so you need to do that. And so you can use a Wonder Patch to again, like one extra attachment. I guess you have EXP shares, so you can get two extra attachments. The enriching energy thing seems kind of sketchy. I guess you're kind of just assuming you're missing attacks. Yeah, like Badoo, to like buy a turn as well. So I don't know. It seems like kind of sketchy. I'm not gonna lie, but really fun. And we got some other lists here. Oh, this is a Tinkaton list. Tinkaton EX is like, um, it's like Alakazam. And when we see the new Tinkatuff, which allows you to like get rid of energies on the coin flip. Um, and we also see it's mostly Alakazam. Alakazam is new. It's not new to Japan, but it will be new to us with Mega Evolution. We do see another Koffagarigas EX list. What? This one's playing Dustor. And it's got two Wonder Patch. It's got this new Stadium Dangerous Ruins, which like damages Pokemon on play. Yeah, and I could dive too much into that one. Maybe at some point I gotta make a video on Koffagarigas. I don't know. And then we have Rocket's Mewtwo. Okay, it actually seems really good here. Because Team Rocket's Mewtwo EX can attack. It like does damage. But and it does like pretty good damage, but it needs 3 energy, Psychic Colorless. You can power it up with Team Rocket's energy plus another energy. But then that's it's still gonna be two attachments, and then you can now Team Rock Senju plus a Wonder Patch. I do feel like yeah. I thought there was four grass and two psychic. No, there's two of each. Yeah, so you can Wonder Patch to the Team Rocket's V2 EX. I feel like more Wonder Patch could almost be good. But anyway, so what you're kind of trying to do here is power it up faster. And be better because the deck's kind of bad in standard right now. Let's be honest. It's fun, but it's not all that. But then we got Slowking as well. This is pretty cool, right? Slowking, you got the putting your cards on top of your deck, and then you discard them with Slowking. But it is Psychic Colorless. You can pay it with Reversal. In standard, I think that's what people are doing. I'll just take a look at a list. Um, Oh, and then they're also doing, I don't know, I don't remember. Oh, and then Zadu, yeah. So you use Zadu, but Zadu's like kind of bad, right? It's kind of good. Like theoretically, it's a good card. It draws you cards and accelerates energy, which seems like super good. But like it's pretty hard to set up, I guess. And then it just doesn't come through all the time. So Wonder Patch is going to be nice here as a like potentially more reliable option there. The list doesn't even like have a pivot. It has one air balloon. But Wonder Patch because it accelerates to the bench, right? You do need to pivot there. That's not the right thing. Okay, there we go. But I do like it in Slowking. I guess Slowking's just not that good, right? Let's be honest. But it's still pretty fun. But then we have, I think, one more deck to talk about here, which I actually really liked. I looked at before, and it's this Mega Latias EX deck. I think Mega Latias EX super cool card. Hasn't really seen much play because it's not like that good. But it is 300 for Fire Psychic colorless, and then Latios here says, "Once during your turn, when you move Mega Latias from the bench to the active, you can move any energy um, attached to what? Your bench Pokemon to your active. Yeah. So you just move energy to the Mega Latias. Yeah, Latias, not Latios. And then you have the Ethan's Ho-Oh EX here, which allows you to accelerate fire to it. But then you also have Wonder Patch to allow you to accelerate Psychic. I will say, I feel like you don't actually need Wonder Patch because if you accelerate two fires to Ethan's Ho-Oh and then attach an energy, at that point you'll have 3 energies to attack. And then I don't know. It seems like kind of meh. Also, I don't know. It just seems kind of weird in my opinion. Oh yeah, and then Ethan's Ho-Oh only accelerates to itself if it's on the bench, which normally it will be. But then same thing with Wonder Patch, and then like Latios EX could be like your pivot. I guess we're setting up Latios as your pivot option with Latias EX. I don't know, it seems like a little clunky. Oh, and then you also have Mellow. Like I feel like you don't need all this energy acceleration. I feel like you have enough with just Ethan's. I don't know, maybe you don't. You are discarding it, but I feel like it would be okay. Anyways, this is cool though. Custodian Energy moving around. It's kind of fun. It's kind of like Arm Rouge box, but simpler. With just one attacking option, that's gonna get like one shot a lot for three prizes, so that's bad. I'm not saying this deck is super good, but it does seem really fun. Overall, I do think Wonder Patch is the best of these cards, but immediately I do think it will be Diancie, right? Because Mega Diancie like slots within a top deck. I guess I don't know. I think Wonder Patch is gonna be like pretty good though. Um, Not sure how it will be played immediately, as we've kind of seen with these lists. It's been kind of all over the place. We've seen a lot in Alakazam, and like it's not even that good in Alakazam. It's like a 1 over a 2 over something. And Alakazam's not that good, right? Alakazam's like kind of okay. But anyways, tell me down below in the comments what your thoughts are on these new cards. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell, all the good stuff. And as Ozmic said, see you in the next video.